Welcome to Time Out with Anieb, and this is not just another woman channel. If you're new here, welcome. This is a lifestyle channel where we talk a lot about sexual purity, lifestyle, and of course everything that pertains to women. So today on this episode, we're going to be looking at boundaries, how to discuss sexual boundaries in a Christian relationship. How to discuss sexual boundaries in a Christian relationship. And I'm not going to be discussing this alone. I have with me my friend, a very good friend of mine, and of course, a godly daughter of Zion. She is a singer, she is an engineer, somebody you would really love to meet. Please join me as we meet Ayobami Ogunride. Nice to have you on the show today, Ayo.
Thank you very much, and it's nice to be on the show as well.
Okay, so Ayo, I've heard young people talk about their challenge, you know, especially Christian young women. Okay, so you meet a guy in church, so you just assume that he already knows these boundaries, so you people get in a relationship and you realize that he wants to kiss, even if he doesn't want to have sex with you, but he wants to kiss you, he wants to touch you in some places that you are like, excuse me, we're supposed to be, you know, and all of that expectation that runs in our head. And remember that when you don't communicate these things, you are not sure what the other person thinks. So how do you initiate this sexual boundaries? How do you talk about it? Because it's pretty much very, very difficult to talk about. You know, many people shy away from it or just assume that the other person knows what to do.
Yeah. First of all, you need to each individual needs to actually know where their own boundaries are, and then you realize that quote unquote these days, this era that we are in, there are actually quite a few Christian people who will tell you that you know, maybe to kiss, to hold hands, to whatever, lift legs up, whatever, to them might not be sin, which is quite unbelievable. So both the lady and the guy, at least you need to understand, you need to know what actually is sin. So now I know a lot of people will say, well, it's okay to touch, it's okay to do this, it's okay to do that, so long as you've not, you know, gone the whole 9 yards. You get what I mean? But you need to define for you as an individual what is sinful and what isn't. But the truth is, you can't start kissing without actually, you know, because it's going to tempt you to actually want to go further. So yeah, so that's the first thing first. You need to understand yourself. Like, first of all, you need to be able to understand what is actually really a sin, or where the boundary is for you as an individual. And this has to come with your personal relationship as well with Christ, because now it seems normal to do so many certain things, like, you know. So now that's the first thing. And then you as an individual, you need to know, how do you like to take your if you're having a conversation, if you're going to have a serious conversation, how do you want it? Do you want the person to be direct about it and come to you say, guy, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. Be upfront about it. Are you comfortable with that? Or are you comfortable with...
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but see, that part can be very offensive.
That's it.
Yeah, to some guys, because they're like, oh, I already know.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me?
So that's why... So
we listen to the same things, especially when you guys are in the same church. You know, we listen to the same things. Why are you telling me? What do you think of me? And somebody can actually make a big deal out of that.
So you also need to know the kind of person you're dating. There are some people that you will know that some people like it direct, like tell me directly, like, see, I don't want this, I don't want this. But there are some people you have to stylishly say it. So when he does this, you go, oh, stop it. And then, you know, you can bring it in, you know, via other means, like, you know, bring it in maybe in a discussion or something that happened. Oh, I heard this actually happened in somewhere, you know, in somebody else's relationship. And so indirectly, you're already saying the kind of things. And you go like, oh, no, I really don't like those kind of things. I wonder why people do it.
Yeah.
You know, so those are ways you can actually indirectly also bring it in. But rather than waiting till when, you know, he started touching you, by that time, self, your hormones, who knows if you're
especially if you have too many butterflies flying at that point.
By that time, your hormones are, and then that's what will you not be saying, oh, stop it, I like it. Oh, so you're almost contradicting yourself, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So yeah, so you need to actually know the person you're in a relationship with, know the kind of person that you're dating, know if that person wants to be more direct about the discussion, and go for it. And if you seem like this person might get offended if you're direct about it, stylishly find a way to say it indirectly, but still chip it in, rather than being silent and
yeah. So the truth is, something has to be said.
It has to be said if you ask me.
Anyhow, you want to. I think the method in which you say it will depend on you and who you're dealing with, right? Yes. Okay. So this other question is okay. Like you said earlier, some people would rather kiss. Some people will tell you kissing is not anything.
Yes.
So, but as far as I am concerned, and this is very personal, you don't start rubbing soap on your head when you're not ready to have a bath.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I like that.
So, I mean, how do you pour shampoo on your head? And then, because for me, that's what kissing is. But some people tell you, no, I can actually kiss and not, go all the way. So, some people will even think it's childish, even talking about it. I don't want to kiss in this relationship.
They will tell you that.
Then you are just my friend, because I met someone who told me, if I can't kiss you in a relationship, then we're just friends.
Okay.
I mean, you are just like any other friend, female friend, So how do you handle that thing?
Well, that's really a tricky one, because I mean, there's no biblical factor.
The Bible
doesn't actually say that you can't kiss or you can't touch yourself. It just says fornication.
Yes, sexual.
Exactly. Sexual immorality.
Sexual immorality.
It. So it doesn't actually outrightly say that this is sinful or this isn't sinful, right? But how will I explain it now? It's it's because it's all boils, as an individual, you need to know where your own limit is. There are some people who will probably maybe let's talk about alcohol, for instance. Some people will go, oh, I've never been drunk in my life, so they maybe when they go to drink, they just have maybe a small cup and they're fine with it. But there are some people, that's one cup. Before you know what's going on, they're asking for cup 2, and before you know what's going on, they've all gone so high, and and they can't even control themselves anymore. So I think it's the same thing. That's what I feel anyway. It's the same thing when it comes to a relationship. It still comes down to you as an individual. What are your boundaries? There are some people that can't even see a girl in skimpy clothes and not get all excited. And there are some people that they don't mind. So you need to know what your own boundary is, and that is, to me, that is what I feel is what should be discussed about, rather than, okay, where do we, kiss or no kiss? I mean, that's between you, yourself, your second half, and God.
Okay, yeah. So in discussing sexual boundaries, I pretty much think it has a lot to do with your self-value. What are your values? What's your value system? Yeah, because some people can say a little bit of this, like you talked about the alcohol, a little bit of that, and that will not hurt. But if you're someone that knows that, I will always say that what you can't comfortably do in the presence of your parents, like, can you comfortably kiss your boyfriend? Like, kiss him all the way.
Wait, in which generation, young lady? In this generation, you'll be amazed that people are 15-year-old will tell you, I have a boyfriend.
They cannot kiss their boyfriend, like kiss their boyfriend.
Where? In Nigeria or
no, in the present. That's where I was going to. Like, where? What you won't do comfortably in the presence of your parents or the presence of your older ones, So I think that, for me, is not something that should be done. If you have to close the door first to do it, it means you're not supposed to do it. Because, I mean, if you are married to that person, you can comfortably, and that's why they make couples kiss each other in the presence of everybody, friends, well-wishers, their parents, and all. So I would say that, I mean, anything that you think you shouldn't do, in the presence of your parents, mostly, and I'm using parents now. It could be your older ones, people you respect, people you hold in high esteem. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Ayo. Remember, we're discussing how to discuss sexual boundaries in a Christian relationship. And Ayo had mentioned that it could be direct. You could decide to be very direct about it. You could say, hey, guy, come and sit down. Shay, we are in a relationship now. Sit down, we need to talk. And I know guys don't like that. Like, they don't like that we need to talk. We need to talk a lot as ladies. Come and sit down. That thing scared them away. It scared them a whole lot. Have you noticed that?
Yes, it actually does.
And you know we do. We need to talk. We just want to talk, and they're already scared. That thing scares them. Like, oh my God, what have I done?
Wrong?
You know, what's going on? What's about to happen? The bomb is about to explode and all. So you can decide to be direct about it. You can decide to be indirect about it. You can decide to set instance from a friend, both of you know, and like then you can now drive your points home. By saying, I wouldn't take that, I wouldn't allow that. If that were to happen to me, I wouldn't allow it. Yeah, so, and everything still boils down to you, yourself. What do you consider honor? Because remember, most of the things we talk about on this channel has to do with lifestyle of honor. What do you consider honor? If kissing your boyfriend is honor to you, if, whatever you think it's honor, but you need to communicate. Don't assume this other person knows what to do because you guys sing in the choir together, or because you are in prison ministry together. You think he will not have sex with you. He will start touching your shoulder. From shoulder, his hands will begin to drop. His hands will drop, and one day we'll enter somewhere and you'll be wondering, what you start doing this.
Stop it, I like it.
Stop it. That's on a lighter note. Really, you need to find how to communicate, but don't forget that there has to be a communication somehow. Thank you so much for joining in today. Ayo, it was really nice having you. Thank you. God bless you, and we hope to have you again sometime.
That'll be fantastic.
All right, thank you guys. Don't forget to join us next Saturday, and you have to consciously walk, talk, act like the king's daughter that you really are. See you next week. Bye. Thank you, Styletel, for making me look this beautiful. If you want beautiful outfits just like what I'm wearing, please visit them on their Instagram page at Styletel. And also, a big thank you to Ayo Accessories. I'm sure you'll like this. Visit our Instagram page for lots and lots of accessories. And please don't forget to contact her on the number below.